Hello everybody, this is the KMN 1971 back again with another comic haul. I would like to start off this haul with the late great Michael Turner and another excuse to start another comic book haul with a connecting cover. I think this one might have, I read this storyline originally back when it first came out, but I saw these hanging out in a long box for 25 cents a piece and I had to pick them up. I think that they have other covers that connect to this, but I didn't want to dig them out of my long box, and I didn't necessarily buy them within the last couple of weeks anyway, so I figured why not kick it off, and it would make a cool thumbnail. Any excuse to show a connecting cover by the late great Michael Turner. You don't have to really twist my arm to do so. So there you go, and they're cheap enough, so I would recommend picking them up. I mean, if you like art, how could you not? And it showcases three of the DC Universe's premier super teams: Justice League of America, the Justice Society of America, and of course the Legion of Superheroes. Pretty cool stuff. A quick correction from last week. This is Action Comics number 595, part of that John Byrne run that I picked out of a dollar bin box a couple of weeks ago. Last week I said Superman number 18 was the first appearance of the Silver Banshee. I was incorrect. And a fellow YouTuber named Todd Polanski was nice enough to point that fact out to me. So here is the true first appearance of the Silver Banshee, Action Comics 595. And thanks for pointing that out, Todd. Here is, also out of that run, Action Comics number 598. This is the first appearance of the Checkmate organization. Not a big first appearance, just a minor one, but just happened to be in that Superman Byrne run that I picked up. So I figured, why not show it off? Also out of the dollar bin, the Uncanny X-Men number 244. This is the first appearance of Jubilee. It's funny because about a month or two ago I picked up another copy of this for about, no, actually it was longer than that because it was before X-Men Apocalypse came out, so whenever that was. But I picked that up for about $8 because I was under the impression that Jubilee might actually have a role in X-Men Apocalypse. But it was still cool to pick this one up, even in better grade, for $1. So cool. I ended up finding another Marvel 70th year anniversary variant cover for my favorite Marvel character, Wolverine, in Wolverine Weapon X number 4. I just thought it was really cool. And did you guys catch that Logan Red Band trailer? Oh my god. I'm cautiously optimistic because even though Wolverine is pretty much my favorite character, but I have yet to see a good Wolverine solo movie. But this looks great. I am psyched for this movie. An actual Marvel 25th anniversary cover that I just picked up. G.I. Joe number 53. I believe that's a Mike Zeck cover. Mike Zeck was just one of the most underrated artists of the 1980s. I mean, he killed it on so many covers for G.I. Joe, covers for The Punisher. He is probably one of my top 3 all-time Captain America artists. He had a great run on Captain America. So yeah, Mike Zeck, kicking butt. As I've said before, anytime Captain Marvel and Superman have a throwdown, I want a part of it. So this is The Power of Shazam number 46. Kind of underwhelming, actually, but cool cover. Suicide Squad number 49. Just one of the, it was that Barbara Gordon storyline. I haven't actually read it yet, but I basically bought this just because of the cover, and I like to pick up these Suicide Squad Volume 1s when at a good price. Suicide Squad Amanda Waller special. This is supposed to have number 1. This is supposed to have a very low print run, and I think it can still be picked up fairly cheap, and you can most likely find it in a dollar bin box. But this is supposed to have a very small print run, so if you're a completist and you want to have that complete first volume of Suicide Squad from the New 52, this is part of that volume. This is like one of the one specials that came out with it. So, here you go. We have Moon Knight number 26. I like Moon Knight, I like the Punisher, and I like Gabriel Del Otto. Obviously, he's one of my favorite modern artists, and I think he's one of the best cover artists out there. He just necessarily doesn't have to just draw women. Like, all of his covers, no matter what, are just spectacular. So, and I'm a sucker for a good old-fashioned Marvel team-up. So, there you go. And here is the Punisher Annual number 2 from his first ongoing series. And this is the first time that Moon Knight and the Punisher crossover. And I like first crossovers, first meetings, first team-ups. This one's been showed off, being showcased a lot lately on YouTube. This is Punisher number 4, also from his first volume, and the first appearance of Microchip. Yes, the Punisher meets Archie. I did hear about this book when it first came out, kind of forgot about it. I was out this weekend flipping through the Punisher section at one of my local comic book shops, and there it was at a good price. So I'm a sucker for a crossover. I mean, there was some part of me that I felt obligated that I had to buy that. Cool stuff. Oops, having some issues here, sorry. Okay, Wonder Woman 105, the first appearance of Cassandra Sandsmark, who is the current Wonder Girl 2, I guess. And I haven't read, I don't even know what this character's up to. I haven't kept up with this character since Jeff Johns left the Titans in early mid-2000. Wonder Woman 164. This is the Adam Hughes cover, and interiors by Phil Jimenez. And I don't have the, well, and here's also 167. I'm missing parts 2 and 3, but this is definitely a storyline I'd like to complete. Guest stars a bunch of DC heroes. It has Harley Quinn in it. It has Adam Hughes covers and interiors by Phil Jimenez. How can you go wrong with that? Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, number 1, Millennium Edition. I own the first prints of the original miniseries, and this is probably my favorite Batman storyline of all time. Number 1. Like many people, like many fans, this changed the medium for me. It seemed like comics were growing up around the same time that I was. So, and I was looking for something a little bit mature, and this was a storyline that cemented me as a comic book fan for life. So, I had to pick that up. Black Science number 1, the Midtown Comics variant. I've recently become a pretty big Rick Remender fan. I've heard good things about this book right here. So I figured, why not? Why not pick it up? And it was definitely worth the pickup. I'm going to have to either hunt down the back issues or get the trades, but definitely a very interesting storyline. On a somber note, rest in peace, Steve Dillon. Such a great artist. Gone too soon. I was shocked to find out yesterday that Steve Dillon had passed on. I think he was only 54 years old. Outstanding run on Preacher and The Punisher. He he had a pretty good run on Wolverine Origins. So he definitely left his mark on the industry. Him and Garth Ennis are probably one of the greatest creative duos of all time throughout the medium. So this is absolute vertigo. This has a preview of Preacher #1. I picked this one up out of a dollar bin too. So I have a good portion of the Preacher series. I probably missing like 12 issues. I have all the major issues. And there's always that controversy. Is this the first appearance? I don't count previews like this as first appearances. But if you can pick them up at a decent price, why not? I mean, no, I mean, if someone offered you Capes #1, which has a preview of Walking Dead, or Walking Dead #1, which one would you rather have? Okay, this is the Marvel Cosmic portion of this video. Been a big fan of the Marvel Cosmic era for a long time, dating back to, you know, the earliest years of my collecting, when I was in single-digit years. So, been a big fan of all the Marvel Cosmic characters, and here is just a pretty good run of Marvel Cosmic-esque, or Marvel Cosmic books that I've been picking up over the last couple of months at a decent price. Nothing really major here, but good fun. So, Silver Surfer #45. This is part of the right before the Infinity Gauntlet, and this was where Thanos reappeared for the first time for a long time. Was during the storyline, not necessarily this issue. Was before that, but this is just a great classic cover of Thanos and Mephisto, and as well as Thanos being brought back into the Marvel Universe via the Silver Surfer title, so was Adam Warlock, who had also been on the shelf ever since that Marvel 2-in-1 annual where him and Thanos basically took each other out. Classic Jim Starlin. Silver Surfer #47. Drax, another character that had been kind of in limbo. After the Infinity Gauntlet, Warlock and the Infinity Watch was an ongoing series. I have like maybe the first 14 or 15 issues, but that's about it. It was one of those series that ended up declining in quality, and it was mired in crossovers and tie-ins, but when I saw this cover with Thanos and Thor and Adam Warlock, I had to pick it up. Speaking of such crossovers, the Infinity War, it wasn't bad for what it was back in the day, but it wasn't as good as the Infinity Gauntlet, which I'm sure pretty much anyone would tell you. But still fun. A fun Marvel crossover. Here we have Marvel The End, done by the man himself, Jim Starlin. And this was kind of the re-emergence, I think the beginning of the re-emergence of Marvel Cosmic in the modern era, because this would lead into a chain of different books, and it would end off with basically like the re-emergence of the Guardians and Marvel Cosmic characters, if I can articulate myself properly. Hopefully I can get this point across. It's still early in the morning, I apologize. So Marvel The End #2. #4, I'm missing #3. I fished all of these out of a dollar bin, so you can get these moderately cheap. #5. #6, which I believe is the last issue. And after this series, Jim Starlin started a Thanos solo series, and these upcoming, excuse me, hard time talking through this video, but this was the first time Thanos had his own ongoing series. I ended up picking these remaining issues. It was a short-lived series, and these are the remaining issues I needed to complete the volume. So here's Thanos #4, killer cover. #6. With issue 7, Jim Starlin left, but he was replaced by this other dude from the 80s named Keith Giffen, who also knows a thing or two about doing a cosmic storyline. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Now, I've only read up to about issue 3, but from what I've heard about this series is that it also reintroduces into the Marvel Universe, Star-Lord. Believe it or not, that is Peter Quill's Star-Lord in the background. So after that, there was also, not that Jim Starlin had anything to do with it, but once again, Keith Giffen. Drax did the Destroyer miniseries, and this is where basically Drax was reimagined from that version to this version, that we're more accompanied to seeing him now, the more modernized version of Drax that occurred during this miniseries, which I'm still looking for issue 4 to complete. Oh, what a pain. Miss Marvel, number 50. And an homage to the Death of Captain Marvel graphic novel, number 1. Cool stuff. This was actually a really good series. And my favorite Marvel cosmic character, Captain Marvel, number 54. Like Tomb of Dracula, Captain Marvel was a series that I had almost the complete collection of back when I was a youngster, and unfortunately I sold it off. So whenever I can find these Captain Marvel Volume 1s, I always try to pick them up on the cheap. I started picking up the first issue in the Stalin run, and now I've been just collecting anything I can around that. So here's number 54, number 47, number 4 versus the Submariner. That one is definitely a fine minus, unfortunately. Has my one of my all-time pet peeves, the infamous dog ear on the top corner. Number 3 gives us Super Scroll, which is very cool. Now, these last 3 books, a little bit different, not Marvel Cosmic, but Akira, number 1, a glaring omission from my collection. I finally got around to picking up a first print of this. I'm not a huge anime fan. Basically, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, and probably Robotech, the Macross Saga would be my big 3 as far as anime goes. But I think they're great stories, so very happy to have it in my collection. Sandman, number 22, Seasons of Mist. I said I wasn't going to show off any more Sandman issues, but it turns out this one is kind of a key. It's the first appearance of Maze and Daniel, who would become, Daniel especially, would become a major character towards the end of the Sandman run, which I won't spoil for you like it was spoiled for me. And no one really spoiled it, I just read the wrong summary. And I would like to end it off with this issue right here. The Brave and the Bold, number 84. Fine minus condition, but I got it at a great price, probably like 13, 14 bucks, I forget. And this was the last issue that I needed to complete my Neil Adams Brave and the Bold run, which I'm very happy to complete that. That's all I have for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for the comments. And yeah, next week I'll be back, and it'll probably be, this week was kind of a Marvel Cosmic themed haul, and next week I do have some horror books that I bought this week that I didn't get around to showing, and I'm going to just add them to whatever I purchase next week and have a cool Halloween themed type haul, as well with some other stuff mixed in together too. So that's all I have for this week. Thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you all again around this time next week. Have a great week. Take it easy.